Hello everyone and welcome to the channel Clear Experience. My name is Nikos. Right now I'm located in Mission Bay in San Diego, California, and in this video I want to share about my experience with mentors, with mentoring courses, with how to become rich courses and all that good stuff. After this I want to cover really quick why do people really need to work, how to get wealthy, and what is the better option instead of a course, instead of you taking a mentorship course or educational course actually as well. What would be the better way to upgrade your life? And so my experience with mentors and courses isn't very wide. I mean, at this point it's been about a year since I started my journey, and I've taken so far 2 courses, almost signed up for a third one, which was very expensive, and I feel lucky that I didn't sign up for it. So about a year ago, I took this first course on entrepreneurship from LondonReal, all right, from Brian Rose and LondonReal. And this was a business accelerator course. He was pretty cool. It was interesting how 8 weeks, that was my first experience with video courses, and it was 8 weeks of step-by-step material, topics we had to complete, and then it would guarantee that by the end of 8 weeks you would have a functioning business, all right? So the promotion of that business on the ads on YouTube was saying that we have a 96% rate, it's going to be the best course of your life. And you know what, it wasn't even a success rate, it was a completion rate, and even in the course that I was taking it wasn't 96 completion rate. So that was very weird by the end. And you know, I know that, for example, there was one of the first steps to determine your goal properly, your vision, your business, right, your idea that you're passionate about, and then to promote it with your with people that you can connect on the internet that are related in this field. So first of all, what I did is I wrongly selected my customer database. I thought that the people that I selected were customers, but they would actually be a better partner for me. They would help me better to build my business. So my idea was to start shooting videos that would narrate terms and conditions, generic ones from contracts, so that lawyers don't have to explain them all the time to all the customers. And I think I'm gonna go back to this idea a little bit later, maybe when all this lockdown settles. But the point is that by the end of 8 weeks, yeah, it was a fun experience, but it didn't get us all to the point where we all had our businesses running and they were bringing money. There was only 1 or 2 people out of 100 that actually got something because they were prepared before that, okay? And everyone else, that I would say maybe 10% of people in that course, they took that course for the right reason, because they had something, they had a craft that they mastered already, and they wanted to share with it. But there was a lot of people, all the rest of people, they didn't have a craft, or they couldn't figure out something. So I was one of them, right? And the course didn't work out well for me. It was a big financial hit for me. It was, I think, $2,000 or $2,500, and this was my biggest expense for that moment for a course. Okay, so after that I got quite disappointed in all these mentorship programs and the way the courses work, the way this whole virtual mentorship program works. I don't like this very much. What I started doing is I started developing myself spiritually. I started developing myself by reading books, which is the most ancient and the most reliable source of information. So I did that for several months, and I think I got some pretty good results. And after that, after 3-4 months after closing that LondonReal course, I found Grant Cardone's offers, and I actually bought Grant Cardone's mentorship call in late December because it looked like something that I really needed. I needed some sales technique mentorship, right? So help with that. Even though Grant Cardone has this Cardone University, it's not, and it's kind of good. Maybe it works for some people to get, you know, in a special state of mind, but it didn't work well for me, because I think that for me would work best a one-on-one drilling, personal, in live trainings. So drillings of sales process would be a very good practice and a skill to develop for me in the future. I'm still going to do that. And what he offered was, I think, 8 weeks of mentorship calls. Plus, he gave a ticket to the Growth Conference in Las Vegas in Mandalay Bay. So that's why I actually got it all. I wanted also to go to Vegas my first time and to see what's Vegas all about. And also, aside from that, he came to San Diego in early January. And so, I kind of got the whole Grant Cardone bundle. I got his mentorship call. I met some great people on his live meeting. And after which, I followed up with some friendships, with some great connections. Networking is a very good thing. I remember that day I wasn't even eating until I finished the event by like 4 p.m. because I was so excited. I had so much adrenaline already in me that I didn't even want to eat. And after that, I went in February 2020, I went to Vegas for the 2020 Growth Conference. Now, the conference itself, I think, so this whole bundle for me costed about $1,000, plus my stay in Vegas, the whole kind of 9 yards, maybe another $200 for the stay and for some food, or $300. So this was my total for Grant Cardone. And what was interesting about that is that I really wanted to, and this whole bundle costed me $1,000, I think I said that. And I was really interested to see how does a entrepreneur rock star can do a sports arena event for business people and entrepreneurs. And I wanted to, learn sales techniques from the best. And that was actually a very good thing. So what I realized from both of these courses, from the first one with LondonReal, I realized that I don't need mentors. You don't need mentors. You gotta have to just figure out your idea and go with it. And while you go, you will figure out all the tools to accommodate that idea. And the second, which is Grant Cardone's course about like sales and wealth building. So about wealth building, I'm gonna talk a little later, but about sales, what I figured out is that as long as you're passionate about one thing, you don't have to be a good salesperson by nature. You can already transfer the energy, the excitement of you talking about that product to the other person. And this is basically the same as a sales process. So as long as you're genuine, excited, energetic, if it shows to the people that you're selling a product to that you actually became better because of that product. This is what I believe is a real sales process. So really helping someone with a service or a product is the way I know would work for me, and I know I can be right. Like I always thought I'm not a salesperson at all, right? Because I was all that numbers and tech stuff, my work, for example, I work with Microsoft Excel a lot. But then when I found finally things that I could talk about freely because I know they excite me, this is when I figured out you don't even have to be like a super salesperson. You're gonna get there when you're gonna feel the excitement about it. So after these two courses and these two great lessons that I've learned, I figured out one great thing, that the best way to build wealth is to save money first, build it in a capital, and then invest in some assets, either real estate or a business or commodities or whatever else can come up. So that's what I'm on track to do this year, or within 12 months at least. And I'm going to be sharing this experience here on this channel. So I said I'm going to mention the number one thing that is going to improve your skills better than any courses, better than any courses. And what I think that is actually moving somewhere, moving to a new country. To a new country would be even better because you won't know the language of that country. And if you would, you won't understand at least the accent, the mentality of those people. So moving to a new place develops great social skills. It develops your adaptability to the situation, to the atmosphere around you. It develops your friendship and networking skills, because you have to start over again, right? And this is something that I experienced myself, and I really enjoy it. I think that moving somewhere and being in this slight stress of uncertainty of what's going to happen gives you the adrenaline. Then your certainty about that you can handle it gives you the power to move forward. So this is actually a very interesting combination of emotions that people feel when they move somewhere, when they have to start things from scratch. It's an amazing experience, and I recommend it absolutely to anyone who is watching this video. And I also want to thank you for watching this video. Now, another thought about these whole courses, mentors, entrepreneurs, is that basically an entrepreneur is a jack of all trades, okay? This is a person that can do and should be doing, because it's his money, it's his asset, right? Many things at once, but just like great teachers say, that you gotta find that one thing that you're really good at and accelerate on that, but you just have to be aware of supporting things that's around your craft. So what that means is that if an entrepreneur is usually a good salesperson, right? Because that's what they thrive on. Even though as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you're a good salesperson, it doesn't mean you have to forget about finances, numbers, and all that stuff, right? You have to know how to figure them out, but still have to trust them, right? So in case an urgent matter happens and there's no financial manager, analyst in your company, you would have to figure this out yourself on your own. And as long as you can do that, I think you can be an entrepreneur, a businessman, and be successful in life. And what I found by myself is that I could never sit at the same spot and listen silently and calmly, gradually to something. Like when I was studying in my university, that was not enough for me. I had to find a job. I had to find a hobby that I would do. So I started painting walls with graffiti, right? That was some kind of art that I liked, and this is something that I shared with the whole other city, even though I wasn't that good. They probably painted out many of my projects from the past, but I found something to do. I found another trade I wanted to master. I was becoming jack of multiple trades. So this is something I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna continue develop my other trades, and I wish you do the same, and just try to become, there's no destination point of an ideal. An ideal is always something you thrive to. So I wish you always strive to your ideals, find your ideal, and build your best version of yourself. I want to wish you luck and mental stability. You have to train your mentality. Train it. Everything needs to be trained. Everything is a muscle. Even spirit is kind of a muscle that you can access easily by enough training, right? So I wish you all the best. This has been The Clear Experience. My name is Nikos. See you on the next video. Please subscribe, join, and hit a like, and put the notification bell and all that good stuff, all right? So see you in the next Clear Experience.